Hi, I'm Scott and I'm reviewing Lawson's Hokkaido Pumpkin Gratin.
いらっしゃいませ。
Now, before we move on any further, I think it's best that I fill you in on this whole gratin business. What is a gratin? In Japanese cuisine, a gratin is some kind of pasta, usually penne, that has been coated, in most cases with a white, creamy sauce and baked in the oven until golden brown. Simply put, it's a baked pasta dish. I guess in Italian you call it pasta al forno. For some reason or another, the Japanese chefs decided to ditch the Italian name pasta al forno and just call it gratin. Don't ask me why. Anyway, so this particular one is made with pumpkin. It's made from a very particular type of pumpkin which is super popular in Japan called kuri kabocha, which is chestnut pumpkin. This is due to its similarities to the floury texture and the sweetness of chestnuts. It's actually very similar in flavor to a butternut squash, but it's a little firmer and the skin is a bit thicker. So both the pumpkin and the milk which has been used to make the sauce come from Hokkaido, which is the huge island at the north part of Japan. It's very famous for skiing, sightseeing, of course all the wonderful food like seafood, dairy produce, meat, loads of desserts. It's like the food capital of Japan. This is me at the Unkai Terrace in Hokkaido, the Sea of Clouds. It's also famous for lavender. And if you go to Furano in Hokkaido, you can try some absolutely amazing lavender flavored ice cream. So before we get stuck into it, let's take a closer look. It comes completely sealed in a paper container and you put it into the microwave for, I think it was two minutes, and it comes out piping hot. Now you have to keep the wrap on, keep all the cling film on as you're heating it up. And you can see the color is tremendous. It's a very deep, yellowy orange color, and there are a few pumpkin seeds on the top there. Yeah, the color is tremendous. Now I use my rustic looking wooden spoon here to give it that kind of hearty touch today. You can see there's a little bit of decoration on the top there with the pumpkin seeds and some little pieces of pumpkin there. And you can see the sauce is very thick. It's not a runny sauce at all. It's very, very thick. And the little pieces of pasta are smaller than you would imagine, probably because they want to make it just easier to eat on the go. And these were just the pieces of pumpkin which were decorating the top. They're really soft and juicy looking. So it goes onto the spoon like this and it looks sumptuous. I was just going to dig in there, but I forgot to heat it up. I'll be back in a flash. Okay, that's me back. Oh, it's nice and warm. So I put it in for, I think it was about 2 minutes there. So let me just...
Ow. Yes, open here. Now. Oh.
Give you a quick look here. Now, it comes in a paper container, which I'm assuming is good for the environment, better than plastic, so that's good. But it feels nice. I don't know, it feels kind of earthy or kind of more natural when you hold it in your hand because it's made of paper. Don't know why that is. There are a few pumpkin seeds which are kind of decorating the top there. But it says on the packet there, the pumpkin seeds don't come from Hokkaido. So I don't know where they come from, but only the pumpkin seeds don't come from Hokkaido. So well, let's give it a smell test. Now I'm getting a very sweet, strong aroma of pumpkin. So which is a good thing because it's basically made from pumpkins. Can't argue with that. The color is a beautiful yellowy orange color. It's such a lovely color. Great for this season because we're actually just in the Halloween season. So it's very good for this time of the year. I'm just going to get straight in there and give you my first taste test. Yeah. It's funny that the pieces of penne pasta are really short. They're probably about half the size of normal. Can you see that? So let's give it a try. Now the first thing that hits me is its mildness. It's a very mild, a very soft, should I say, a kind flavor. It's not overpowering. It's possibly a little bit too mild. I think what they've done is they wanted to go for letting the sweetness of the pumpkin speak for itself. They didn't want to add too many herbs or spices or like even a lot of salt. I think they really want the flavor of the pumpkin to stand out on its own. Actually, what does it say? It says on the website here, this is the description from the Lawson shop. Hokkaido chestnut pumpkin and Hokkaido milk are used, and the pumpkin's natural ingredients are emphasized. So it's exactly like that. You can really taste the natural flavors of the pumpkin. It's not too strong, and it feels like you're just eating pumpkin and a bit of cream and maybe some butter mixed through it. Yeah, that's definitely coming through. Let's try some more. So throughout the actual gratin itself, there's not actually a lot of pumpkin, like pieces of pumpkin going through it. There was just two little pieces right in the center here, which was just for, decoration. But what I would like to have seen would to have had a little bit more of like pieces of pumpkin like mixed through it to give more texture. I think they're trying to add the texture with the pumpkin seeds, which is fair enough, that's good. And they put two little pieces just for, decoration on the top there. But I would like to have seen a little more texture throughout the pasta dish to give it more interest. But the flavor itself, you cannot disagree with the flavor, but the creamy bechamel sauce, which they've mixed the pureed pumpkin through, is mild, warming, and very, very pleasing. Yeah, it's nice. The texture of the pumpkin seeds go really well with the particularly soft, velvety texture, and it gives that little kind of a crunchiness, a little bit of a nuttiness to go with it. But if I was being completely honest, if I had some salt on the table right now, I'd want to add just a little bit of salt, or strange as it may seem, I'd like to add a little bit of Tabasco or some kind of dried herb, just to give it, I don't know, a little something, a little kick, a little boost, because the flavor is very kind of hearty and it's very, very pure. But at the same time, I think it's kind of missing, it needs a bit of oomph. Yeah, give me some oomph. Oomph. Price-wise, this comes in at 462 yen, which is $3.08. For calories, it's 368. For my rating, I'm going to give this a 3-star rating. I'm not going to give it 5 because of two particular points. The first one was I wanted a bit more texture going through the pasta dish itself. And the second one, I needed a little more oomph, a little more salt, maybe something with a bit of spice, to give it a little more interest, because it was, I'm not going to say it was bland, but it was kind of plain and simple, very hearty and very well cooked. Presentation was lovely, but it was just missing that something extra. Okay, so thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.